okay, no, I can't do that. I want your hair, but I don't want to do all of those things that you do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button below for more videos. Okay, so not long ago, I posted on my social media platforms asking you guys what are some of the topics that you'd like me to do, like me to cover. So one of the highly requested things was an FAQ video. So I'm going to go through some of the most asked questions that I get in person, on my blog, on my Instagram. I just sort of like put together, you know, a sort of almost like a top 5, top 6, I don't know how many I'm gonna go through, just like the main questions or the most commonly asked questions that I get. Dryness is something that we cannot escape, especially if you have similar hair texture to mine, which is categorized as 4C, whatever it is. Natural hair just in general is naturally drier than, sort of straighter, less kinky hair. So our natural hair oils have sort of like longer to travel down the hair shaft, so it doesn't really get that far, so our hair just suffers from dryness naturally. So what I do to combat dryness, especially in this Joburg weather, is I keep my hair moisturized. So I spritz my hair with my daily spritz. You can find the recipe of that on my blog. I'll put the link in the description box below for that. I spritz my hair. At the moment, I'm not spritzing it every single day, but I up it every once in a while, depending on the climate, depending on the temperature. And then what you have to do after that is seal that moisture in with some kind of oil or cream. It's called the lock method. I talk more about it on my TWA tips video. You can check that out. I will put the link up there. Some of us do blow dry our hair. I don't do it that often, mainly because I'm worried about heat damage. But if you do blow dry your hair regularly, then of course you're going to experience dryness. So the best way that I can advise against dryness, but don't be scared of water. Water is your best friend. It's going to moisturize your hair. It's going to help it be elastic. So when it is more elastic, it's less likely to break, whereas when it's dry and straw-like, it's going to break. My hair would be down, like my hair got down to bra strap length, but because of shrinkage, it looked like it was like a TWA. So I know that with women who want to have like long, big hair, that can be frustrating. So what I've come to accept about shrinkage is that it actually is a great thing. It's a good indicator of the fact that your hair is elastic. The elasticity of your hair is really important because it means that your hair is healthy, it's moisturized. The fact that you can pull it and it bounces back, that's a good thing. So embrace that at least. But at the same time, at least with my hair type, the more I let it shrink, the more tangled it gets on itself. So single strand knots, detangling just become a nightmare. So what I do is I keep my hair stretched as often as possible. I'm not doing it as much now because my hair is a bit shorter, but before my hair was long, I always made sure that my hair was stretched. It would reduce the tangling that it got itself in. Detangling would be much easier, and also that way my hair length would be a bit more like you could see it a bit more. You can put your hair in twists, you can put your hair in braids, you can use wool or thread. You can, if your hair is long enough, you can do buns, you can do pigtails. I used to do pigtails to keep my hair stretched after wash day. Just anything, any kind of style that will limit your hair from shrinking back to its completely natural state. So one of the questions that I get asked often and in person more is, I love your hair. I love how you style it. I love how big it is. I love how long it is. I'd love to tell me what you do. And so then I tell people what I do or what I did when I had longer hair. And 20 seconds in, they'll be like, okay, no, I can't do that. I want your hair, but I don't want to do all of those things that you do. So I say, well, but then you can't. It's as simple as that. If you want long, healthy hair, you're gonna have to put the work in. You can be a so-called lazy natural, but if you are, then don't expect your hair to turn out like the girl who spends, 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week detangling, washing, treating, all of that. It's not the same. So what you put in most of the time, unless you have an underlying problem, most of the time what you put in is what you get out. Of all the questions, I probably get frustrated the most from that question, because I know that, growing your natural hair doesn't come easy to most of us. It did not come easy to me. I did put work in. I didn't put as much work in as somebody else who had longer hair than me, but I accepted that and I was fine with that. But if you want a shortcut to long waist length natural hair, but you don't want to put the time in, you don't want to stretch, you don't want to deep condition, you don't want to detangle, it's not going to happen. Sorry, it's not going to happen. But that's why for me, keeping my hair long, last year was just not an option, because I knew I needed to put more time. I needed to have, a realistic sort of expectation of what I was putting into my hair, the time that I was going to put into my hair with what was going to actually be on my head. So, sorry, but there's no shortcut. I'm not talking about big chopping, because I know that big chopping isn't for everybody. I get that. Some people I've never been scared of short hair, so big chopping for me has never been that big of a deal, but I understand if it is for you and you just don't feel confident, you don't feel comfortable with short hair, I get it. But I'm talking about having relaxed hair and having maybe that much of natural hair, but you still don't want to let go of the scraggly relaxed hair ends. For me, it makes no sense. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. What are you holding on to it for? Length, yes, but then I don't know. I recently wrote a blog post about this, the whole short versus long hair. Why do we hold on to hair for the sake of length rather than the sake of health? And also, you want to be natural. If you didn't want to be natural, then I can understand, and I don't know, then why do you have that much growth? But you want to be natural, but you still want that length, but that length that you are, it's from relaxed hair. For me, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I want to have natural hair, but I don't want the kinky texture. What can I do to permanently soften my hair without putting chemicals in it? Nothing. You can't. The whole point of relaxers, texturizers, all of that is that they permanently change the texture of your hair. But if you don't want to permanently change, if you want to permanently change it, but you don't want to use chemicals, I don't know what you're going to use to permanently change it. So my advice for that is just to not do that. Sorry. Do other things to help your hair feel softer. I keep my hair stretched. I spritz it daily with my daily spritz. I put cream. I, make sure it's detangled. I make sure that it's healthy as much as possible. And then your hair will be naturally, it would be softer. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole point of being natural is to embrace your hair. So whatever your hair can do naturally, whatever it can do without that much effort, whatever it can do without permanently changing its state, that's what, at least for me, that's what being natural is about. So when I get asked that question, I'm at a loss for words. Sorry, there's nothing you can do. A lot of people are still sadly under the impression that natural hair is not professional. So there's a whole, I understand the history and the backstory of it, and I'm probably going to write about it sometime soon. But we do need to get, I don't know, for me, we need to get over this whole thing that natural hair isn't professional. I can understand if you're working in a corporate environment that you might feel a bit uncomfortable, especially because many women don't wear their hair out like this in that environment. So if that's the case, if an afro something that stands up and sticks out isn't considered professional in your work environment, there are so many other hairstyles that you can wear that still look professional. I did do a work-friendly professional hairstyle for the All Things Hair channel. I'll put the link below or somewhere in this video for it. Okay, so those are some of my frequently asked questions that I get about natural hair. If you have any that you think should have been in this video, let me know in the comments box below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!